welcome to Real Life Crime with Kim. Today's story is going to be on the disappearance and ultimately passing of 16-year-old Kiely Rodni out of Truckee, California. I decided to choose this story because it kind of hits home for me a little bit. I have a 16-year-old daughter myself. You know, she does all the things that normal teenagers do, and I can only imagine if something like this were to happen to my daughter. I also feel like after going down a rabbit hole and researching this case, that there were a lot of things that the police didn't do or they didn't investigate correctly. So a little bit about the case. So Kiely graduated from Forest Charter School in June of 2022. She graduated early due to her skipping a grade. She was also set to go to college to study music at Sierra College in fall of 2022. So on August 5th, Kiely attends a graduation party that was being held at Prosser Family Campground. This campground is about 100 miles north of Sacramento. It was said that the party had about 200 kids there, and some weren't even graduates from the school that she went to, and that there were some older kids that had come to the party. It was stated that she arrived approximately 9:45 that night and was in good spirits. Nothing seemed to be wrong with her. She was there to have fun. So Kiely's mom said that she received a call from Kiely about 11:30 on the night of the 5th, letting her know that she was planning on leaving the party and heading home around 12:15. So 12:15 rolls around, and obviously she did not leave the party. Her mom hadn't heard from her. She was reported missing. So on August 6th, the last ping that her cell phone had was near Prosser Lake at 12:33 a.m. The cops had initially thought this was an abduction, and they did conduct sex offender sweeps throughout the area just to see if it came up with any leads. Her silver 2013 CRV was also reported missing as well. So during the search for Kiely, multiple law enforcement agencies were involved in this search for her. California Highway Patrol, FBI, Homeland Security, Truckee PD, as well as even the Washoe County Sheriff's Office out of Nevada. They all assisted in the search. I read that there was probably close to 20,000 man hours spent on the search and over 100 volunteers searched by foot. That is a lot of people. That is a lot of man hours to find nothing. You would think that there would have been drones, that the entire lake would have been drugged. I don't know. I think there was a lot missed in this case, unfortunately. So Kiely's family during the search ended up creating a website called findkiely.com. It was to help gather information about her disappearance. So in the 2 weeks that she was missing, they were able to get over 1,800 tips on the case. Not that any of them really panned out, obviously, but it was good that it did generate that many leads. So there were a couple of Kiely's friends that were interviewed by reporters. If you were to search this case, you will see mostly interviews from Sammy and Magdalena. So Magdalena, in one of her interviews, said that she only attended the party for about 30 minutes before she left. She stated that there were kids from other schools and stuff like that that had attended. Some were older, and that she just didn't get a good feeling from the moment she arrived. She had a feeling like something bad was going to happen. She also said that her and Kiely had plans to go camping the next day. And then her and Kiely's other friend, Sammy, that was also interviewed, said that night, again, that she was in good spirits. They said that she was always someone who was texting, checking Snapchat, and then it's very strange, you know, that she didn't send any text messages. Her Snapchat hadn't been checked because that's very unlike her. Let's talk about Sammy a little bit. This girl rubs me the wrong way. I'm not confident that she is telling the whole truth on this case. Sammy had said that she left the party around midnight, and that after she had left, Kiely called her asking her where she was, and Sammy told her that she had gotten a ride home with another friend and for Kiely not to worry about her. Now, I never found who this other friend was that Sammy got a ride from. So I'm kind of skeptical on that. Again, I could be wrong, but in my research, I did not find anything where that was named. Sammy also said that Kiely wasn't in her right mindset or state to drive, and that if she had driven, she likely wouldn't have gotten far. So it sounds like from what Sammy was saying that she was very inebriated. To me, that is suspicious given that the last ping on her phone was at 12:33 a.m. Her mom talked to her an hour prior to that and didn't state that anything seemed out of the ordinary. I am a mom of a teen, like I said in the beginning, and I know when my daughter is inebriated. It's inevitable. So as a mother, I feel like had that actually been the case, her mother would have said that. So I don't necessarily believe what Sammy is saying. I think that she is exaggerating the truth a little bit. So the cops searched for 2 weeks or so, all the leads, nothing turned up. They didn't find her, they didn't find her car. And so 2 weeks in, they bring in a group called Adventures with a Purpose. They are a volunteer team that uses specialized equipment to search for missing people. So on August 16th of 2022, Adventures with a Purpose host Doug Bishop announces that they are going to be traveling from Oregon to California to help in the search for Kiely. So August 19th rolls around and Adventures with a Purpose does announce that they are now in Truckee and they had begun searching the waters of Prosser Creek Reservoir. They stated that they were focusing their search efforts on an area that has a boat launch that they said police had not checked yet. I don't know how that is. I would have thought that there would have been drones there. If they spent 2 weeks searching, why the water wasn't checked better than it was, especially since her car was missing. I can understand if her car was there and maybe it was just her missing, you know, checking the wooded area and stuff. But again, I don't know. This is just my personal opinion on this. So on August 21st, divers are searching in the water, and one of them resurfaces and states that they have found a car upside down about 14 feet down in Prosser Lake. Now, I did watch the video on TikTok of the diver coming up and saying that, and he says that there is a body in the back seat of the vehicle, and he's pretty sure it's Kiely's. So they end up letting law enforcement know the car is pulled out of the water. There is, in fact, a body in the back seat. So a few days after the car was pulled from the water, it is confirmed that it was Kiely's body. Now, her body was sent to Nevada County, California's medical examiner's office for autopsy. So the autopsy did rule her death accidental. They stated that she was fully clothed, wearing a black bodysuit and green twill pants. On her right foot, she was wearing a green sneaker, and a matching shoe was found nearby. They also stated she had 5 bracelets on her right wrist, 3 metal chains around her neck, including one with a constellation-shaped pendant. The Clothing appeared relatively normal in position outside of that shoe being off the left foot, is what the coroner had written. They also stated that there was no evidence of head trauma or any type of sexual assault, and the body scans that they performed during autopsy didn't show any kind of internal injuries. They did do a toxicology report, and that toxicology report showed that she had nicotine, caffeine, and then Delta-9 THC. They also stated that they did some additional tissue samples that showed ethanol or blood alcohol that was in her system. But it also said that it was possible that that alcohol was produced by the body naturally after her death. So with all of these things happening in this case, like I've been stating throughout this whole video, I do feel like things were missed. I feel like her family, that while it seems they may have closure, they probably don't, because I bet they still have more questions than they do answers. How did she end up in the back seat? How did her car get in the water? Was she actually inebriated enough to drive her car into the water? And then let's just talk about that video. I know a lot of you have probably seen it, of her, what looks like to be her car going into the lake. And then there's also the vehicle. There's a second, you can see in that video, there's a second vehicle that is following not far behind. And then after that vehicle in front goes into the water and the lights disappear, you see that other vehicle drive away. So again, as a mother, I have more questions on this case. I don't think it was investigated thoroughly. I think a lot of things were missed. It almost makes me wonder if people were paid off, if Sammy was somehow involved in this, and maybe her family has connections. I don't know, but I definitely think that there was more to this story than we truly got out of everything. You know, all the thousands and thousands and thousands of hours that were spent searching for her. How is it in a matter of a couple of days, one volunteer dive team can get in the water and find her car? There's just I have so many unanswered questions. I don't understand. I'm likely going to try and do a second video at some point, maybe on the video of that car going into the water. I really want to do some more research on that. But I don't think the family's ever really going to get any closure on it. I don't think they're going to get the actual answers that are the truth. And unfortunately, that's very sad. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening. I would love to have your feedback on this. Tell me what your thoughts are. If there's cases that you think I should look at, I would love those suggestions. You can comment below, and please make sure that you're subscribing. That way you can keep up to date every time we put a new story out as well. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon.